Hello crafty friends, it's Debbie with Make It With Me. I am going to try and do this card quickly. I really have been wanting to play with this set. I'm going to be using this Around the Bend, and I'm going to try to use this image, but I'm going to curve it a little differently. And I'm going to use this image and then this one, You Are a Blessing, from the stamp set. And then from the dies, I'm going to be using this one, and I'm going to be cutting the corner of the card and then the card front as well with that. And I'm going to also use these 3 leaf dies and these flowers. Now, I've already cut these out. I didn't think you'd want to have to sit there and watch me do all this die cutting. So I've already cut out just a ton of things here. And I also I dug into my scrap bin, and I thought, well, while I'm already doing all this die cutting, I might as well just go ahead and do a whole bunch. So I just picked out some colors I thought I would like, and I just cut out a whole bunch of them, and I'm going to use some of these on the front of this card. And then this one, I had a larger piece of the dark green, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of kind of different type of layering with that. But isn't that pretty? That's what that looks like cut out on that corner. And then I'm going to cut out directly on this one. Now I'm going to use the Old Olive as my card base. And then this is the Evening Evergreen. It's the darker green. And I'm going to kind of place it. You'll see. I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece out. And what I want to do, I've already got my card base cut, but I want to place this one on here to where it cuts out this corner. And so I want it to cut all the way through to the end. So I'm just going to stick this on here, and I will die cut that out, and I will be right back. Well, I lost an entire section of my video here, you guys. I'm so sorry. So I'm just going to explain what I did here. This white piece that I've cut, I laid it over top of the original one that I cut on the green side, and I just cut the pieces off along the stitched line. You can see it's kind of curved there. So this white piece of my card front is going to serve as the card front. And so what I've done is I took that long stamp that I told you about, and I just curved it to match that line. And you can see it's not a perfectly straight line. It's kind of wavy, but I liked that. So I did go ahead and go with it. And then I was going to do, you'll see this one, I'm going to put this other stamp up in the corner just to kind of balance that greenery a little bit, but this will be a stamped one. And I'm going to use 2 different colors on it. I started to do that on the bottom piece where the little dotted lines and the stitching is, but I decided it was just too thin and it would kind of get lost in that. And I obviously do need to re-ink this Old Olive. It takes me a few stamps here to get this solid image. And then I'm going to take the Garden Green and just kind of go around the edges of that, because I started to leave this one Old Olive as well because it matches the paper. But I don't know, I just wanted a little bit more dimension in those leaves. So here I'm just going to take my mini ink Stampin' Spot and just go around the outer edges and see what that looks like. And I think that looks really pretty, but then I do go ahead and add some to the inside as well. I wish I hadn't lost that whole section of video. I'm trying something new here. I finally bought the iPad, and I had an old i7 phone here that has a really good camera on it that someone gave me, and I'm just trying to simplify. You all know I've complained and complained that I just am struggling to find anything that I really like to do recordings that don't take me all day to edit. So I'm just trying this out and using the iMovie, and I really think this picture's clear. It looks clear to me, so you guys let me know. And so I'm just experimenting here, just trying to figure out the best way to get my videos finished without having to turn this into a full-time job because I do so enjoy doing them, but I do not enjoy all of the video editing. So now I'm just going to take the You Are a Blessing stamp on this set and curve it as well. It's already curved, but these longer stamps, you can curve them even more. So I'm just going to get that stamped down. I think that looks really pretty. So this is going to serve as our card front. So I'll set aside the Stamparatus and we'll bring our card back in. And you can see I didn't realize I was laying something on it, and I bent it a little bit, but it didn't tear anything. It still looks okay. So I think this is going to turn out to be a really pretty card. I like the way that dark green shows behind the lighter green. Isn't that pretty? I think it's going to be so pretty. I can't wait to get the flowers and things put on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just speed this up a little bit, and that way you can just, we can kind of go through the process of putting the flowers on. I am going to ink them up a little bit, but I'll go ahead and get this glued down, and then I will come back and we'll get the flowers put on. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on our flower placement. Now I've sped this up a little bit just because it won't take too long. We're gonna just kind of get these little flowers arranged. I've got them all inked up and ready to go. I did find that little bow. I had made that, I think, for another card and didn't use it, and I decided I thought I might like to use it on this card. So I'm going to ink up just the edges of these little flowers just to, I don't know, just to give them a little bit more pop on that white. And I won't ink all of them up on camera, but you kind of get the idea. I'm using a yellow on the yellow, the pink on the pink, green on the green. And so I'm just going to mix up these little centers and get them put on the center of my flowers. And you all, I don't know what's going on with this glue explosion. I mean, there's hardly any glue in this bottle, so it's getting pretty low, so I don't know why it's doing that. Have you all ever had theirs do that before? And I know my fingers are stained. That's not all from this project. I've been working on some other things too. So we'll get our flowers put together here and then just go ahead and get those arranged. And I will just stop talking for a minute, put on a little bit of music, and we'll get these going. Okay, so there is our card. We've got our jewels on, and then I'll work on that inside. But if you're interested in this set, it's called Around the Bend, and you can get the stamp set and the dies separately, or you can get them as a bundle. So I'll link that below if you're interested, and I really like these textures. I think that this is a really pretty versatile set that you could do a whole lot with. It's got this one, it's well, the one I just used, and then this really large one. I'm very anxious to see what that one looks like, and I really love the little curved scallop and the stitched one. So it's called Around the Bend, and if you're interested in that, just click the link below, or if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much, you guys, for stopping by my channel. I hope you enjoyed this card. I'll share some pictures, and I hope to see you again very soon. Happy stamping, everyone.